Good evening. You are listening to The Rocket Shop here on the Radiator, streaming live online at BigHeavyWorld.com from the studio at Big Heavy World. I am your host, Paul Beaulieu, also known as Paul Beguile, also known as a Montreal Paul. And our guests this evening are Chris Avetta and Ben Roque. Now, hello.
Hey, Paul.
And I'm just going to say a few words to introduce you both. So first, I'm going to start with you, Chris.
You want us to talk into the microphone, or is it just
recent? Sorry, yeah, this is pretty casual actually. Recent transplant from the West Coast, Chris Avetta enchants audiences with her ethereal brand of moody folk pop and sense of humor.
Sometimes I can be funny.
Oh, that's good to know. The San Diego Troubadour described her vocals as the star of the show. An entertainment blog, We Love That, described her music as perfect through a stroll through the woods. I may ask a question about that later.
Right.
She's also lead singer at the collaborative sound of The Morning Room, a California-based band that has been writing and recording remotely since 2020. Ben Roque is a noir, lo-fi influenced musician, writer, and collage artist, delivering a shrewd blend of blues and rock with an affinity for spooky so-and-sos. Or so says 7 Days.
Or so, in theory.
That is according to a reviewer at 7 Days. Yes, that is nice. Hello, and welcome to Vermont, by the way. I don't know how long you've been here, but...
Oh, my goodness. I've been here since February, March. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I know you both from the Venetian Soda Lounge open mic on 2 Tuesdays a month. So I've definitely managed to experience your musical offerings there. And now our listeners will be able to do likewise. And you were both songwriters, and we're going to be hearing songs from both of you. So my first question to is, what possessed you to start writing songs?
Who?
Well, both of you. Both of you. Well, whoever wants to go first. Yeah.
I'll take the lead.
Go for it.
Sheer boredom. And no, I don't know. That's a funny question. It's kind of like, what possessed you to start pursuing accounting? Some people are just meant to crunch numbers, and other people are excited to paint and write music, you know? So I don't know. It's just what happened. It's just how it happened.
Yes. Okay. Ben, do you have a different answer, or is it the same?
Yeah. Well, for me, I felt like you can only listen to so much music before you decide to take it apart and try to figure out how it works and put it back together your own way. It just seemed out of sheer curiosity and just to see what you can do with something that you're already drawn to, so you might as well.
Yeah, I very much relate to that. I relate to both your answers, actually, because it's something, it's organic, it sort of forms in you, but I think it also comes from just absorbing so much music and you start analyzing it, and you're curious about how it all works, so yeah.
You get comfortable with it, and then it just starts to accumulate, and then it starts to reveal itself in different ways. You sit down,
okay. Yeah.
You hear a chord differently one time, and you think, oh, where might that go? I've heard that before.
Yes. And would you like to play a song now?
Yeah. I think I'm gonna do that.
And she's gonna get us started here.
We had a plan, so don't F with our plan.
We're going to make it look like we're winging it, though. You're going to think we're improvising.
Yeah.
What do you mean you're going to go first?
He's really mad at me. Guys, I'm just really sorry to have a public fight.
That's it. I'm out of here.
Artistic differences. Well.
He knocks over the mics. Yeah, so this is actually a song that I wrote last song I wrote before I trekked on out here. First time performing it. Ooh, hello. Oh, goodness.
Feedback.
All right. you say I'll dig your name a shallow grave. Phases moving in my place. Hold the tide, pull me up again. He ties both my hands behind, waiting for the moon to rise. I lie to a crimson sky, close my eyes, breathe a troubled mind. He ties both my hands behind, waiting for the moon to rise. Dark light breaks a crooked law. He said it was the lunacy I saw.
You're listening to The Rocket Shop here on the Radiator, streaming live online at BigHeavyWorld.com from the studio at Big Heavy World. And that was Chris Avetta with, what's the name of the song?
Lunacy.
Lunacy.
Yeah.
And Chris Avetta is here with us and with Ben Roque. And they're both our guests here this evening. And
I didn't see him over there. You're right.
well, there they are. They're both here. And one thing that I noticed about both of you was doing research about you.
Oh my goodness.
Was that you both do music, but you also do other art forms. And I was just curious. I'm going to ask the question to both of you actually about how you think of music as part of your overall like artistic life, and how do you integrate music with other artistic forms, or do you? And so maybe
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know. I write fiction and make collages, and I don't know. They all seem to tie in somehow. I'm not totally sure. I mean, words are musical. Sometimes you hear a phrase, and you ever get like the phrase of a movie stuck in your head? You know, it seems almost musical the way it's the rhythm, and melody of the words, and I don't know. Yeah, it's just a compulsion, I guess, and just different aspects of the same thing. You get an idea and you can't fully articulate it through a song, so you turn it into a story or a poem. Or collage is a whole, it's kind of like a metaphor for the whole thing. I mean, songs are made up of everything you come across. So collage is just having the pieces in front of you and rearranging them. So
yes.
They all seem to blend together to a point where you sort of forgot where you started from, and there you are.
What do you think about
I
that?
like paint. I'm just kidding. That was just like so thoughtful, and I feel like anything I say after that is just going to sound not as cool.
Your paintings and your songs overlap quite a bit. They all have this dreamy quality to them.
Oh, that is your observation, and I love it, and it's a wonderful observation, and it's true. So he's right. What I'm trying to say is verified.
Whether or not it's intentional, you have a lot of similarities between the different mediums that you put forth.
Yeah, I definitely think that, like, actually, circling back to what I was saying before, I think that when you're creating any sort of piece, art or music, you're coming from well, at least I translate something through those, whatever I'm gravitating to at that time. So like maybe one day I'll be drawing and painting, the next I'll be like trying to work out a song, but I feel like it is like you're just a conduit for something else, like some other thing, and I'm not trying to get specific on what that is because the subjects of songs and paintings are vary so much, but yeah, sometimes it's cathartic, sometimes it's your feelings you're getting out, and sometimes it's something that you're seeing and translating, or like that's a part of the world that you're experiencing, and then it becomes something solid in front of you. But I think that like that's just an individual thing. So whatever the dreamy quality is, and whatever the gravitation towards.
It's just what I thought it was.
No, it's true. It's true. No, it was. Might be why I'm here.
Yeah.
Somebody dreamed you here.
Yeah.
This is all somebody else's dream. Is this your dream, Paul?
Now we're in the twilight
I
zone.
definitely seem to be dreaming something right now.
He's gonna wake up and we're all gonna be.
Yes. A dream within a dream. Have you ever had those dreams where you dreamed you were dreaming and then you woke up but you were in fact still in a dream?
I've only seen movies like that, so.
Okay. Well, it only happened during my childhood. My dreams seem to have become less interesting of late. But one thing that I noticed also, Chris, is that you said that you learned to play an instrument fairly late in life, and you were singing before that, but then sort of like, okay, well, I've got to accompany myself on somehow
Wow, you
singing.
really did do your research. I don't know where I said that, but you're right.
Yeah. Well, I sort of related to that because it's kind of my experience as well, and I was wondering if you would elaborate on that a little bit.
Yeah, well, I started writing music. I kind of depended on other people to like get my sonic vision. Does that make sense?
Yes, I think it does.
Non-vision, I don't know. I got to get my ideas out there, and I guess at a certain point when I realized I needed to. Well, actually, when I went through a lot of like pretty awful things, I realized I needed to rely on myself more to make sure that I could create what I was thinking and bring that to fruition.
I didn't think your banjo phase was that bad.
I mean. Wait, what about what I just said? That like he's like, oh, I didn't think that. I didn't say that. I didn't even say that.
Phases.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, my banjo phase is pretty That was a rough time. No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
No, actually, I love the banjo. I don't have it here. It's in a storage unit in Vista, California. No, I guess I just felt like there was a necessity to be able to like write. So I like to come up with melodies mostly, and whenever I did that, I was like, oh, I could be one of those people who just goes up and sings a cappella, but I just felt like I would not want to do that. I don't know, because some people are very content doing that, and great, good for them. I don't know do what you want to do, but I don't know.
It's a tricky thing to do for sure. I mean, I have a couple of a cappella pieces, but it's hard to get up and not have anything to guide your melody with, so. But maybe we can hear another song now. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna do all of my nonsense.
Let's do it.
This is actually a song by The Morning Room, of which I am one half. We do have a lot of those. Everything. It's all over streaming platforms everywhere, and that whole thing. This is one of my favorite songs to play. I don't really know why. I'm sure if we had more time for a longer interview, I would figure it out.
You'll have to come back sometime.
Yeah.
Episode 2.
The sequel.
Ooh, that's not right. Hold on. The Zone.
listening to The Rocket Shop here on the Radiator, streaming live online at BigHeavyWorld.com from the studio at Big Heavy World. I'm your host, Paul Beaulieu, and our guests this evening are Chris Avetta and Ben Roque. And Chris just sang a song which is from her band, The Morning Room. Do you want to talk a bit about that? First of all, what's the name of the song again?
Midnight Tidal Wave.
Okay. And
available
so The Morning
on all
Room,
streaming platforms. Just kidding.
Yes. So The Morning Room is in fact a band of sorts, a virtual band, and it is indeed streaming online on all kinds of music platforms.
Yeah. So we started writing music in 2020, and it was just a flippant thing while everyone was getting paid $600 more than they should have for doing nothing. So I was like, what better time than now to start writing music and getting some recording done. So one of my longtime friends, Ryan, he's been writing, just doing tracks and like creating these like soundscapes for a really long time. And he just sent me one of our first songs. It was called Glass Castle. Now it's called Glass Castle. I have no idea what it was called back then, but
Sand Castle.
Same thing. Time and heat created the Glass Castle. See what I did
Eventually
there?
it'll be
Metaphors, people.
Diamond Castle.
Yes. Metaphor is very important in songwriting.
Yeah, so we started sending tracks back and forth. I recorded that song in my closet. We had it mixed by another friend. So we were all living in San Diego, and I was pinging it back and forth. We were all pinging it back and forth to like get it right. And then once like the restrictions lifted up, we ended up doing some mixing in person. And then after that, we started playing it. We got ambitious, started playing a few shows out there, and then my life fell apart in California. So I came out here to live with my sister, and now I'm in Vermont because.
Yes. Yes, you have this collaboration
because of that
going.
Drum kit right there.
Whatever's directly behind.
Yeah. Anyways, so
emphatic.
we still write and record remotely though, and we're actually releasing. We're going to be releasing. I want to say a couple more songs at the end of October, beginning of November.
Coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Also
good to
recorded remotely in a closet here. So.
Well, it's amazing, yeah, how you're able to do this now to just assemble songs. I mean, people were doing that earlier, but a lot of that started happening during the pandemic too. A lot of that.
Yeah.
So, and so that's where you come in the picture, Ben, and now you're collaborating together.
Well, I was lurking in the background.
Yes.
Long before.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Long before.
And we'll be hearing a couple of Ben's songs a bit later on.
We sure are.
Yeah.
Unless you have anything to say about it. we gotta have you do some songs too.
There you go. It's your turn.
None of my songs are making an appearance this evening. I am not the guest here. I am the host. We must keep our distance here.
I don't know what that is. That's not. I'm not adhering to this.
You're not.
This is an abstract.
Is this going to go all anarchic on us? I don't know. But anyway, so let's see. Maybe. So let's talk about what music you've been doing, Ben. Like, you've done solo albums and so forth. By the way, are you performing as a duo regularly, or is this?
Oh, no, not really. Yeah, she does her thing, I do mine, and then we back each other up here and there.
Okay.
That works out nice.
It seems to be working out pretty well.
Yeah. No, we both have pretty different processes, and she'll be in one corner of the apartment working on something. I'll be on the other working on something. And so I've ever since I was a kid, I've just recorded everything: drums, bass, and piano and guitar, and then sang over it. And I still use the same 6-track Boss recorder, little tape recorder I've had since 1999.
Oh wow!
And I refuse to get rid of it.
It's true. It's true.
Oh.
But yeah, it's just I don't know. Yeah, we overlap. She's on actually the next song we're gonna do. She sings some backup vocals too on the album. I'm working on an album now. Another one.
Okay. When do you expect that to come out? Do you have a release date or anything? Or is it still in process?
Yeah, I'm still plugging away at it. I think I got 7, 8 songs done now. Well, it's probably 10, 12 written, but sometimes they come out different from how you imagined them, and they just don't fit with the rest of them. So
yeah,
they're held over for the next one. But, yeah, I'm always tinkering away with whatever.
Okay. And would you like to play one of those songs now?
Sure, we'll do that one. Yeah, this one's going to be on the next album, and actually just put it out as a single. I wrote it in a halfway house, which is true, but not because I had to live there. But my day job is I'm a maintenance guy for the projects in Burlington, and one of the houses is a halfway house. So I was sitting there on my break and scribbled the lyrics on a roll of paper towel. But yeah, this is just sort of one of those rare ones that just seems like kind of.
He needed me.
Didn't really have to.
Couldn't do this without.
Didn't have to labor at it too much.
No, he's way more well versed in all of these instruments than I am. So I'm gonna pretend I play the drums now.
Yeah, you know what you're doing. Or is this a Montreal Paul cover? Is this one of yours? Without knowing?
I don't recognize it, but I'll let you know if
right. All right, this is called Hatchet Fish. Jewelry store, I take a marrow-bone banister home. Beyond the April, August, Tijuana, I raise my hatchet fish and bottles of gin. No Cadillac has ever come back without a pocket full of oblivion. My baby always kissed the mirror goodbye. We always kiss the mirror night. We'll keep an eye on fire on Bible night. Obituaries got me all wrong. I burn a halo like a neon sign. You never know without a certain light. You never know without a certain light. You never know without a certain. About a bird in motel, the butcher only had a job on the cell. I seen a gypsy with a copperhead whip. She said the snake got diamonds to spare. This time of year the dogs go mad here. Without a state place I'll disappear. My baby always kissed the mirror goodbye. Baby, always kiss the mirror goodnight. We'll keep an eye on fire on Bible night. Obituaries got me wrong. I burn a halo like a neon sign. You never know without a certain light. You never know
Good evening. You're listening to The Rocket Shop here on the Radiator, streaming live online at BigHeavyWorld.com from the studio at Big Heavy World. I'm your host, Paul Beaulieu, and you were just listening to a song by Ben Rock. Ben Rock performing with Chris Avetta, and they are both our guests here this evening. And
thank you for joining me
and
allowing me to accompany.
And
yeah.
I know them both from the Venetian Soda Lounge.
I got questions for him.
Open mic performances. Every second Tuesday.
Yes.
It was like 2 Tuesdays a month.
So next Tuesday.
Yeah, the next one is next Tuesday at Venetian Soda Lounge, and that's where I know them from. But maybe now would be a good time to talk about any upcoming performances that you're doing. Do you have any upcoming performances around?
No, we don't have any booked right now. It's mostly just been holing up and writing for most of us.
Okay,
for the most part. For most of us.
for
both of
For all of these people
For the
inside
most part. Yeah, we've just been
clamoring to get
holding up and writing.
Oh, okay.
And occasionally somebody will say, "So we still on for next week?" And we'll say, "Oh shit." We'll say, "Yeah, let's do it." But no, nothing.
So you're hard at work at your upcoming album.
Oh yeah.
And you have your group album coming out, The Morning Room.
Yeah.
Your last solo release, I believe, was in 2019. Was it?
My
You're
last
both on
solo?
Bandcamp.
My last solo release was in 2020.
Oh, 2020.
I only know because of the subject matter. It's called Rooms.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I think that was the last solo release I had for a little while. And then I think we were toying with the idea of having him record me, record some songs and releasing those solo. So look out for those, world. We're coming at you.
We'll let you know. We'll let you all know. And I played one of your songs on my radio show a while ago, but I want to play some more of those, definitely.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
And I want to play some of your songs too.
I would love that. I would really appreciate it. I know it wasn't recorded.
We'll have
here,
to see if we can get an album of yours in the library of Big Heavy World, so we can get it on the radio here.
I don't have any albums. They're all in a storage unit in Vista.
Oh,
age-old tale.
I got one for you.
Yep, he's got albums.
I brought a couple CDs.
But my albums that I released a long time ago.
Well, maybe we can move on.
Digital?
Yeah,
yes, I do have digital copies.
Get with the now.
You know, I don't know why, but I really didn't think of that. Just now, I'm like looking at CDs on the wall. He brought CDs. I'm like, I don't have any of those. My music is lost forever. You know what? I've been in the other side of the apartment for 23 years. I've been holed up recording music. I grew a beard. I don't know what happened.
Oh, God.
So, how many more songs do you have for us this evening?
Oh, we were told 4, so I was just going to do one more.
One more? Okay. So, how about we do the last song now?
Sure. I was going to say we could pantomime, but, just show it.
Well, you can do that as well, but it might be more interesting for the listeners if we have music.
All right. Well, I was going to do this is one of those songs that just sort of, like I was saying, just sort of accumulates along the way. This one's called I Learned the Trick from Jekyll, and it was actually on 2 albums ago. It was an album called The Muser, which came out, I can't remember, 2019, 2020. learned the trick from Jekyll. Since I learned the trick from Jekyll. And I hang like a kite at the bar, fats won in a fist fight. And I saw the man holding me in the rain, but the thunder vanished with the train. Yeah, since I learned the trick from Jekyll. Since I learned the trick from Jekyll. Initials scarred and tree bark, a pincushion charm, a dog's teeth in your forearm. Everything this man. Since I learned the trick from Jekyll. Since I learned the trick from Jekyll. Since I learned the trick from.
That was Since I Learned a Trick from Jekyll.
I learned the trick from Jekyll.
Yes. That's a song that I remember hearing at the Venetian Soda Lounge, and that was by Ben Roque. And Ben Roque is our guest here, along with Chris Avetta, and I am your host, Paul Bullia. This is The Rocket Shop, here on the Radiator, streaming online at Big Heavy World, from the studio at Big Heavy World. And I want to thank you both for being here and talking with me and playing for us. This is the first time I've hosted Rocket Shop, and I could not have asked for better
great.
guests. Well, I thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
We really appreciate it.
Do you have any? Are there any other questions from the studio audience?
Oh, the studio audience.
All right.
Boy, you didn't know we had.
We got up that
those.
canned laughter and the whole place.
But you guys show up at the Soda Lounge.
We do, yeah. We'll probably be there next Tuesday.
No, we've done a few other gigs there too.
Think?
Yeah, we did the.
And they have a
We need to lurk around with the soda jerk.
Yeah.
Lurk with the jerk.
Yeah,
Get
they have
lurking.
a piano in the corner at the Venetian Soda Lounge, so it's off in the corner. It's not on the main stage, so you kind of have to look over to the side to see Ben as he plays the piano, but it sounds great.
Sure
It's
does.
a very, very cabaret style of
You have to get all the
music,
coats off the piano before you
Yeah.
can find it.
Mm,
No, it is a nice piano.
Very large Soda Lounge.
it is, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question for either of you. I'm another Venetian Soda Lounge player, and I came to playing my own music very late, actually. And so, when did you start having music in your life? Was it when you were a kid? Was it from your folks? How did music get into you and then start coming out? I'm always interested in that.
I would run around my house singing at the top of my lungs, really out of pitch, like the Irish do. But I didn't have a bunch of people teaching me how to stay in tune or instruments. My family is not musical at all. I mean, family sings along to like songs or whatever, but they don't play any instruments, and it's just not their forte. And I was always told to like be quiet all the time. So I stuck to painting for a long time, and then in high school, my mom gave me a guitar, and I painted the guitar because I didn't know how to play it, and then I started actually like learning how to write maybe when I was 19, and I was just like singing with a a co-writer in a band called Dyna Groove.
Dyna Groove.
It was a funk band, and I don't know how that happened. I don't know how.
Is any of their material still available?
No. I looked. I tried. I was like, I will throw myself under the bus for this one because it's so funny. But no, I can't find it anywhere. If anyone out there can find Dyna Groove, please
That's a research project for you folks out there. Find Dyna Groove and their music.
That needs to be the name of the next album, Finding Dyna Groove, or a movie or something. No, so then in my 20s, I started really like piecing together songs with my vocals. So it's been a really long time of like getting rid of stage fright, and then having it come back randomly at times, and not knowing how to do any of the instrumentation myself until I just worked at it for years and years in my 20s. So it's long. It's a long process. I don't know. I guess.
Do you still find that you have stage fright now?
I mean, I was pretty nervous when I got here today, and I totally fucked up one of my songs. So.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't notice that. You probably shouldn't. You probably shouldn't have pointed that out.
I don't care. I don't care. It's real. I mean, everybody knows. My sister's listening, and she's gonna be like, "I heard that." She's gonna make me feel bad about it later.
Stage fright? No, I don't know. Yes, very much. No, not at all. Yes, no.
Yeah, in my
He's
experience,
not giving us a straight answer. This one.
No, I mean, you get, sometimes it's just when you anticipate anything, you get a little nervous. But then once you get into it, it's always just that anticipatory stuff.
Yeah, I think once you get on stage, you probably, in my experience anyway, the stage fright kind of disappears. It's just like waiting to go on. That's the difficult part.
I've experienced that too. I mean, I guess it varies. Total spectrum of like occasions and what the situation is. Like at the Soda Lounge, like it felt pretty easy to jump up on stage there, but at I don't know, other places where you feel like you're being ignored, it's like, I guess I don't have any. There's no. I don't even think about. I'm not even thinking about this. Then places like where you're on a like elevated stage, that's like, oh my God, I'm lording above you all.
Well, my course, my musical course was a little different. I came up through the punk rock scene. I actually remember playing at 242 many times when I was a kid, and the Annex and Memorial Auditorium. And one year, just bashing on 3 chords on the guitar and just screaming. You don't get nervous. You're just not to fall off the stage. As long as you got a good mosh pit going and you got good energy, that's all. So it was when I started to, I got into the piano way later on, and I just thought, every one of those albums, those aggressive albums had one sad piano song, and I thought, well, that's kind of silly. Like, how come the piano can't have as much attitude and expression as anything else? So that's when you start exploring the blues and ragtime piano, jazz piano, and then as soon as I started getting really into the piano, it became natural. It's sort of like a second, And then once you start to wonder what it is your hands are doing, then you get nervous.
Mm-hmm.
but then it goes away.
Did you take lessons?
No, just listen to Ray Charles and.
Ray Charles, yes.
A lot of. You ever listen to those John Lennon's? It was some demos he recorded really later on in life. Dakota demos. It's just all just voice and piano. That was some early on stuff for me, and then of course you find, Monk and Tom Waits and all the simple blues things and the jazz things, the ones that really break it down into simple.
So those are sort of the things that really influenced you as you were developing your style.
Yeah, nowadays,
Yeah. Oh, so you have a punk past. Well,
all that remains is the attitude.
Indeed.
And
the attitude remains.
Some good t-shirt band t-shirts.
We're coming towards the end of this week's Rocket Shop, but again, thank you so much for appearing. And yes, so we don't really have anything to announce per se, except that. Well, when is your band's album coming out?
So
actually?
it's not an album. We're going to be doing a couple of singles.
Yes.
We like to do one-offs for advertising purposes.
Mm-hmm.
There will probably be an album coming sometime next year, but there's a whole mess of things that goes into writing an album remotely. So we're definitely going to be releasing something probably beginning of November.
Beginning of November,
and it's going to be a banger. You're going to really want to pay attention, people.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, whoa, this song changed my life.
And
like everyone does for all local musicians, right?
And you can hear both Chris and Ben and see them in person at the Venetian Soda Lounge twice a month, including this coming Tuesday.
The rumors are true.
It goes from 7 to 10. And
God, now we have to show up. I'm just kidding.
Well, they're there more often than not. I can say that. So
chances are some other gigs will spring up, and
Yeah.
we'll be like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And keep an eye out for any other gigs that they're doing, because it's well worth it, I think. Again, thank you so much. This has been the Rocket Shop here on the Radiator, from the studio of Big Heavy World. Streaming live online at BigHeavyWorld.com from the studio at Big Heavy World.
Yay! Thanks, y'all. That was fun.
Oh, thanks.